All right, so I'm watching right now. I'm watching right now Kyle Kalinske talk about the election that was on the 4th and all the election results. And again, I just talked to the ether of the universe about how he was just mentioning, like, oh, the Republicans put out a black candidate and stuff, and the Republicans were like, oh, blah, blah, why didn't you vote for us when we put up a black candidate and stuff? I was just bitching because, it's like, no. He put up all the things about, like, oh, all the things that he wanted, he thinks is relevant. I don't know. Maybe this is just me. But he didn't mention how people are getting snatched and fucking taken away by ICE. Personally, personally, this is again just me, but I don't know. If I was a black person that paid any fucking attention to the news, that wasn't Fox, by the way. Any attention to the news that isn't Fox, I would look at the news and say, make sure I'm grabbing a lot of illegals and, basically go. I mean, your grandma, if you got a grandma that's alive and you go to church, which, I mean, I was just in the psych ward, and every black person that I talk to in there, they go to church. If you go to fucking church, you gotta have some meemaws in there. And your meemaw better be telling you stories about the civil rights movement. And they gotta be telling you that your grandma better be telling you after the Mexicans, they ain't gonna be going for the white people. They're gonna be going for the other people that have fucking dark skin. Now maybe it's gonna be the chinks. And the meanwhile will say chinks, because she don't give a shit about fucking. She don't give a shit about, the Asians. She ain't gonna say Asians. You may go for the chinks and the Japs, but then she's gonna be coming for you and your kids. She's talking about the blacks. They ain't going for the whiteys. They ain't going for the crackers. No. Maybe some of them. Maybe the ones that are speaking, the ones that are marching with us. Maybe. But they're coming for you, and maybe they'll deport you. But probably you're gonna put some chains on you and march you to the field and make it work. Maybe that factory. I don't know. You better get busy. Now's the time. Get busy and start doing some work when the work is at least kind of easy. You talk about, it's not my fight right now. But oh, no, sure it is. It's not your fight right now. Well, fight is easy. All you gotta do is vote. Voting is a lot easier than picking up a gun and shooting the motherfucker. If I was a black Meemaw, that's what I would be saying. And if I was a 90-year-old, what would that be? 20, 70? Yeah, about 90 years old. If I was a 90-year-old guy that stormed beach in Normandy, I would be telling my kids, these guys are fucking Nazis. Now is the fucking time to vote. Because otherwise, you're going to be picking up a fucking machine gun and shooting these motherfuckers. Now is the time to fucking vote. Because otherwise, you ain't gonna be checking a box. You're gonna be loading up the ammo, pop pop, cocking it, bust out the windows, wait for him to come. Hope you got some fucking rockets. You got your drones ready? All right, good. Load the drone up with some C4 that you made. You cooked it up in your kitchen? Yep. All right, you ready? Good. We're ready. Because you know what? They're coming. They're fucking coming for you. Yeah. Motherfuckers are coming for you. You better get out and vote. Because they're coming for you. So, anyways, yeah, that's why so many black people are getting up, especially the ones that did this shit in the '60s, in the early I don't know when it started, but the mid '50s all the way to the '60s and '70s. Ones that had the foresight to be like, this is getting a little fucked. I better start doing something. And they some of the white people were like, this is kind of going downhill. Maybe I should do something about this. Because there were some. I mean, there probably weren't enough, but there were some. There were probably more white women with them because women didn't like being raped and used by their husbands, but then the women were like, "You're marching with me, or you're not. You're not getting between my legs." Then of course there was good music, so the guy was like, "Pussy, good music, good drugs. All right, sounds like a good deal." I don't really hate black people that much to pass up the deal. Sounds like a good party. It's a good party, dude. There's gonna be some good ass in there. And then they have to deal with smoke bombs, and they're like, this wasn't on the menu. Man, I got my tie-dye shirt. Now, I think I'm gonna peace out, man. So, it's kind of what it was like, I think. But yeah, fucking lock and load your pencil and check the fuck these motherfuckers. Vote the D. Democrat is for dick. Fuck them with a D. A dick. Democrat. Or an I for independent that says, yeah, these guys are, and get them out of there. Anyways. That's one for you. Sorry for all the swearing and next door neighbor to racist delusions and stuff, but at some point you gotta just bust it out as blunt as possible. All right. So if you think I'm being racist, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm trying to use definitive and poignant and hard-hitting language and get you to understand the trying times that we are in and the very, very devastatingly brutal times that we may be headed towards. And soft, pretty, gentle language is not going to fight what might be coming. You need to get up, get motivated, and get out there. And, a nice, gentle, ball scraping, you know, America is the greatest nation, and you have all these checks and balances. No, that's not going to motivate you to realize that these people are gearing up. By the time you realize they are geared up and have everything they need, which is very close. You're going to be very outnumbered. So, not going to be unwinnable or anything. It's just going to be much more difficult. And the victory is going to be much more costly. So, there you are. Tax the rich, kneecap them, boobs.